Well, hello. Macam Cabby here. The day after that absolute horror show against Hull City. Do you know, I think I must have sat like that on my phone the majority of that game because there was just nothing to get excited for whatsoever. Absolutely nothing at all to get excited for. It was just scary, right? How slow we were passing that ball, how slow we went forward. I mean, at times I even had to press the fast forward button on Sky to make sure I had the right on the right playback speed. Sideways, back. It's like they've been injected with super glue and the joints are seizing up. It's just wrong. It's just awful stuff. And after 37 years supporting this club, I've never seen so many fans wanting a coach or a manager out, especially such a short period of time as Beal's been in. That's how convinced they are, including myself, that this is 3 square pegs in 2 round holes, without a shadow of a doubt. Do you know what makes it worse? Well, first of all, I will say congratulations to Hull for the victory and the 3 points. They defended and they did the job. But Hull weren't all that. They were a very, very poor side on the night, and I had taken practically an own goal for them to go away with the 3 points, man. Every time we seemed to have a cross coming in, it was going straight at the keeper, or every time we had a shot, it was going in row Z. It was just being blocked. It was just one directional football. It was nowhere through. We had no idea. We didn't even have a plan A, never mind a plan B or a plan C. It was, talk about the Parky days. I never thought I'd see them days back, but my God, that's possibly worse than Parky, to be quite honest with you. The stadium, right, was just so dull. It was just so negative. It was just so boring. They say 40,000 there. Could have been 6,000 there, for all I know. I mean, what are the owners doing? I mean, do they not read social media, or do they not listen, or do they not have a feeling what the fans are after? Do the warning signs not there from us and Rangers fans to say, you've got to stay away from this guy, And they didn't get Will Still because the fact they didn't want to pay the compensation to get him out of the club. Well, they're going to have to pay compensation to get this muppet out of the club, Beal, now, aren't they? So that's really clever business, a business brain, isn't it? Very, very clever. And I seen Pritchard when he got off. He was ranting and raving at Beal for something. I didn't know. I really didn't know, but it was they're clearly not happy. I'm not blaming any of the players out there because, like I say, there's talent out there. We've seen them time and time again, what they can do and how fast. We've gone from playing fast, attacking, one-touch, exciting football. Even Sky and the pundits were saying Sunderland are exciting to watch. We've gone from that to watching that last night. It was absolutely awful. Absolutely awful. And Hull had like 5 yellow cards. I mean, where's Beale's tactics? Do you know what I mean? Let's wind the players up even further. Let's get one or two of them sent off. 5 of them on yellow cards, and still there were 11 on the pitch. Do you know what I mean? Any other coach or manager would have said, "Here, let's get them, wind them up. Knee silly fouls, whatever. Just wind them up. Get them irate, tease them, get them frustrated with the ball, and pass the ball about." If there was any chance for getting a player sent off for an opposition, it was that last night. But we couldn't even do that right. Do you know, it doesn't even matter about the transfer window because they could fetch Kylian Mbappe in. They're not going to play for this, for being in charge, are they? It's clear. The players didn't want to play for this guy who's the coach, Beal. You can just clearly see it in the body language. Then they just don't want to be on that pitch. They didn't want to deal with Beal. His tactics and stuff. I mean, I seen the graph where the most of the player that Sunderland had last night. There was 6 or 7 players all standing on top of each other. It was that condensed. It was that compact. there was no movement, there was no room. It was mostly in the middle of the pitch, and it was just all compact like that. Players double standing on each other. It was just awful reading, awful to look. So it doesn't matter who you bring in the transfer window, as long as you see this guy in charge, Beal. It doesn't make a difference, because they're not going to want to play for that. They're not going to want to play for that. I mean, you know, when you can just tell, and we can't tell, it's just totally wrong. I'm just sick of going round and round in circles. I mean, look at the appointments we've had, man. Like the Graysons, the Parkies, the Johnsons, the Moiseys, even the Ross. I don't know. I mean, I kind of, why do we keep insisting and getting these mediocre has-beens on these managers that just sorely mediocre? Mowbray and Alex Neil was the only managers I thought that were doing good for Sunderland. I know Alex Neil went off on that, but we're pushing potential good managers away because, you know, Will Still didn't want to pay his buyout clause. Will Still walked away. Even Roy Keane walked away when he was getting interviewed because he wasn't happy with that. Tony Mowbray, I've got a funny feeling he wasn't happy with the setup and this and that. so he's away. They're saying he's being sacked, but I think it's a bit of a 600 and a half than the other, to be honest with you. Yeah, my mate's just saying players and Beal have been going to town with each other. I don't know. It's just awful to watch. I mean, I just waiting for the headlines to say Beal's been sacked. And I think every Sunderland fan wants to say that, to be honest with you. I know we're going round in circles again. I don't know. The boos that came around that stadium at full time. Did you hear that? And how many corners did we have? 15 or something? They had 1 or 2. Time and time again, we've said it from a long time ago, but we haven't got any firepower up front. But to rub salt in the wounds, not only have we not got any firepower up front, we can have all the talent in the world. If this Muppet's coaching our side and he's in charge, when he's out on the pitch with the team, then God help us. He's got to go. I hope he's not in charge for the next match, to be honest with you, because the pressure from the fans now. I mean, I did a poll on my Macam Cabby YouTube page, and it's not just me. I've seen against all the other polls as well. And last night I went Sunderland 0, Hull City 1. Beal out, yes or no? Out of nearly 200 votes, 84% said yes. Now, usually the case was when there's only been 7 games or so, the majority are saying, well, we need to give them time. We can't keep sacking managers constantly. We can't keep round in circles. Not this time. It's a resounding get them out. I mean, I just put a post up not long ago. It was who's the worst managers we've had. Wilkinson, Beal, Parkinson, Grayson, Johnson. There's only been 69 votes, I know, but 64% is saying Beal already. And that'll be higher as the day goes on. And I've just read the comments on social media. Just Beal out. I'm going to go on to social media now and just see what... I mean... I don't know. 7 reasons why Sunderland should sack Beal now was one of the subjects. Someone, my mate Scrag Enders, just says, just the 7 reasons. Is that all he is? I'm going to actually put now, that is the best answer I've seen since University Challenge. Best answer since Bamba Gascoigne, Bamba Gasoline on University Challenge. That's a good answer, just 7. Oh my god. Peter Dunn says, it's going to turn nasty. These young lads are not mentally strong enough to handle the crowd turning against them. And I don't think necessarily they're turning so much against the players. It may look like that. It's against Beal. It's against Beal and the board. We've seen what the players can do. Huey O'Grady said, absolutely spot on. The game last night was simply awful. Uninspired players and the stringent, boring tactics. He does steer. If he does steer, we will certainly lose what talent we have at the end of the season, and it will be a complete rebuild from the pound shop once again. This guy is going to damage us, no question about that. Goodness knows now many players will want to leave in this January transfer window if Beal is staying. Yes, says Dave Thornton. When Beal was appointed, I was one who thought that he deserved a chance. How wrong was I? What has happened to our team, who played such entertaining, fluid football, which was widely recognised throughout the football world under Tony Mowbray? We deserve better, and now is the moment to take decisive action. Literally every single post, and I'm not even seeing anything. Oh, Arsenal's gone 5-0 up. Oh, Hodgson's going to go soon, I think. Anyway, I've not every single post. You always get the odd happy clapper saying, "Keep the faith, keep the faith, keep the faith. Give him time, give him time. We'll be fine. We'll be all right. At least we're not in League One." I'm not even saying that. It's just right across the board. They're wanting him out. I'm hoping I'm seeing he's gone before our next match. Is that who we're playing next anyway? Let's have a look. I do know this. Just absolutely ridiculous. Fixtures, we have got Stoke City at home, Middlesbrough away, who are not the best. We're actually above them, believe it or not. Sunderland against Plymouth, Huddersfield against Sunderland, Birmingham against Sunderland. I mean, we get the right man in charge. There's potentially, I would take 3 points against Stoke, a draw against Middlesbrough, 3 points against Plymouth, 3 points against Huddersfield. Birmingham will be an interesting one. Happy with a point down there under our ex-boss. Possible point against Swansea. We never seem to beat Swansea City. They're another Coventry City. Norwich v Sunderland. I fancy 3 points against them if we had a different person in charge. Sunderland Leicester. Take that as you will. Sunderland Southampton. Southampton versus Sunderland. That's another really toughie. And then you've got Sunderland QPR. You'd expect 3 points. Cardiff Sunderland. Tricky. Sunderland Blackburn, 3 points. They've been poor. Sunderland Bristol City, 3 points. Leeds versus Sunderland, another tricky game. I get a point from there. West Brom against Sunderland, a tough game away. We'll do well against anything. Sunderland Millwall, I do expect to beat them at home. Watford Sunderland, I take a point. And Sunderland v Sheffield Wednesday is the last game of the season. I would also accept to beat them there. There's quite a lot of 3 points at stake with the talent we've got in that squad, with the games remaining. Our owners have to realise that. Our owners have to look at the remaining of the fixtures. If they're just happy with staying in the Championship, then fair enough. You know what I mean? We're not going to go down, but we could finish 6th or 7th off bottom, which is just not good at all. Saying that, we've got Swansea City 1, Southampton 3, as you can see, is the score coming up. They're going great guns. I think they'll go up top 2. I think they will overtake Southampton. So I think they will overtake Ipswich, I beg your pardon. But if our owners are just happy at getting a little bit of a profit, staying in this division, they'll dine out. They'll not be bothered about their fans paying all the hard-earned cash, going to away games, going to the home matches, buying merchandise. They couldn't give a monkey's chuff. If they've got real intent, getting to the playoffs and having a real good go of it, there is a lot of points to be won there. A hell of a lot of points to be won there with the squad we've got. But it's only going to happen if that clown Beal is gone from the club. Straight away. I didn't want him in charge for the Stoke City game. Put Dodds back in charge for the next 2 games. I just didn't want Beal in charge anywhere near. You should never walk near the stadium. But anyway, let us know what you think with your comments below. Me and all the thousands, millions of Sunderland fans all over the world all think the same. So thanks for watching my channel, and I'm sorry it wasn't a good stream last night again with the result. It's got a wee wish and hope, but I think as the fans, if the fans can get together and keep pushing and pushing and putting the pressure on the board, we've got to get him out, because it's not going to be pleasant. Catch you later.